All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Apex One Radio, wherever you are listening to us or you're watching us from your own corner of the world. Thank you so much for joining us on Apex One Radio again on this beautiful Saturday, the 16th of August 2025. We are just 13 days to the start of the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament. And for those of you who do not know what this is all about, the NVT is one of the biggest and most prestigious African events in the diaspora. Of course, in the African diaspora. We are going to tell you what we mean by that. But it is an annual event that brings together football lovers, people who played soccer in the past, at the professional level, at amateur level. Now, they converge each year to continue to profess this passion for the game of soccer under the banner of the veterans movement. And so that is what happens every year. Last year, it was Minnesota. The year before, it was Atlanta. This year, it is Ohio. And the Ohio edition is even more important because the National Veterans Movement, or the NVT particularly, celebrates 10 years of existence. So the 10th anniversary of the NVT will be celebrated here in Ohio. And so that's what we'll be talking about. And today we are focusing on organization, this special edition of the NVT Ball Rolling, which is about to begin right away. So do not go away. NVT Ball Rolling on Apex One Radio. Let's go.
Welcome to the NVT series, your all-access pass to the road leading up to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Right here on Apex One Radio, where every kick, every play, every moment comes alive. As the countdown to America's biggest veterans soccer showdown ticks on, we dive deep into the clubs, the players, the rivalries, and the passion driving them. This is where legacy meets fire, and tactics spark unforgettable stories. Get ready. It's time to meet the teams, hear the voices, and feel the heat. Let the countdown begin, and let the beautiful game play on. The journey? Oh yes, it continues right here.
And so thank you once again. Welcome to this fresh edition of NVT Ball Rolling on Apex One Radio. A new edition, of course. This is the 16th of August 2025. And so for those of you who love to listen to us on apex1radio.com, thank you so much for doing so. If you are listening to us on the Apex One Radio tuning app, thank you as well for doing so. And if you are on Radio Garden, you are spot on. For those of you who love to listen to us or watch us on our respective social media handles, this is your golden opportunity to share the video extensively as we touch the four corners of the world, because we will be discussing the National Veterans tournament, which kicks off in Ohio in just 13 days. It is a big event. Needless to overemphasize that. And today we are lucky to be speaking with key leaders of the host side, that is Columbus veterans. And of course, the one single man who is at the top of all of this, I can imagine how much weight he bears on himself just a couple of days to the start of the competition. I'm talking about Valentine Forcha, the president of Columbus Veterans, who will be one of our guests in today's edition of the Nvt Ball Rolling. And so once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and welcome to the program. I will just quickly go ahead and say welcome to my guests before we set the ball rolling for this conversation. Valentine Forcha, president of the Columbus Veterans Soccer Club. Welcome to the program. How are you doing today, sir? As you unmute yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kanjo, for having us here again. It's a pleasure. Doing pretty good, working so hard, and looking forward to NVD 2025.
Valentine Forcha is looking forward to NVT 2025. Valentine, just a couple of days to the start of this tournament. I know you are also in the medical field. You can describe how the heart beats. So tell me how yours is working as we speak. What is your heartbeat just a few days to the start of this very huge responsibility?
You could hear me take a deep breath, Mr. Kanjo. And not just me, but I can see the tournament manager also smiling. You don't sleep. You sleep, and all you dream about, all you think about is NVD. And it's just the love for what we all do. It takes a special heart, takes special people to put this together, and I think I have the perfect team. I have the perfect general operations, the perfect um, team leads, and the perfect group in general to make sure that this pull through. So we're all hands on deck as we push forward with this. It's not easy. It's it's something that you like. I wish I can do it and walk away, but it's fun at the same time when you have the right people. And then I feel very confident that we're walking into this all as one unit.
Hmm. All hands on deck. He is quite confident, especially given the fact that he has a viable team to do this. Elisee, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, Mr. Kanjo.
That's great. You are the tournament manager, which means that this thing lies on your hand. It lies on your head. It lies on you. Huge responsibility. Tell me, how heavy is this on you?
I mean, I would say is a share load, just as the president mentioned, is a share load, and we're very fortunate to have friends, members, colleagues that we're working with, and a big shout out, to the entire Columbus team, as well as the NEC, the National Executive Committee, and the NAP that are very helpful through this process.
Beautiful. And so they are key leaders of the Columbus veterans, and of course, the local organizing committee for the 2025 edition of the National Veterans Tournament, which kicks off in a fortnight here in Ohio. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Welcome to this Saturday, August the 16th edition of Nvt Ball Rolling. And so Columbus is buzzing with excitement. Last October, the city achieved what it had long been chasing, that is, winning the bid to host the 2025 National Veterans Tournament, or the NVT. So after years of determined bids, Columbus finally secured this prestigious honor. Hosting the National Veterans Tournament is, of course, no small feat. It is one of the largest socio-economic, cultural, and sports events within the African diaspora, held to the highest of standards. Since that victorious moment, when Columbus won the bid to host the 2025 edition of the NVT, Columbus veterans have been at work putting strategies in place to ensure a world class 2025 edition of the NVT. Now, one key move was hosting the Midwest Veterans Tournament as a rehearsal for the NVT 2025. Now, just 2 weeks to go, all eyes are fixed on Ohio. Anxiety is mounting, preparations are in full gear, and 46 other teams will be joining Columbus veterans for this tournament. And so, how prepared are they? How prepared is the organization generally? These and more are the questions we will be asking our guests as they join us in this edition of the show. This is Apex One Radio. This is Nvt Ball Rolling. We'll be right back with you.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Stay with us. This is Nvt Ball Rolling as we welcome our guests once again on the platform. Welcome back, Vali. Welcome, Elisee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. So we are just a couple of days to the NVT, and like I said, Columbus will be hosting. And over the past couple of months, one of the key things we've always talked about is Columbus having to host the Midwest Veterans Tournament, which is a smaller version of the NVT. And remember, you told me you had to use this smaller version to prepare for the bigger one. I would like us to take a flashback to NVT, which you hosted in March of this year. Then that will guide us in our conversation today. And so it happened here for 3 days in March. Tell me, were you satisfied, Valentine, with Columbus hosting the MVT? How would you evaluate that competition?
Thank you, Mr. Kanjo. Great question. I think Columbus took the Midwest to a different level thanks to the organization, thanks to also the Midwest president and all the Midwest teams involved, including the map. Um, the previous edition of Midwest had some really challenge that Columbus, the focus for Columbus and the focus of the entire Midwest organization was to make sure that we try to keep Midwest as one team and take it to a level that has never seen before. And I think Columbus used the Midwest kind of a mini NVD. So we set up Midwest in a way that will reflect how we plan to execute in the NVD. And I think overall, I will give my entire team a plus for what we did. There was a lot of lesson learned and a lot of things put in place better we, to make things better in terms of the NVD. I think it was a blessing for Columbus to host the Midwest and set up a better platform on making sure things don't go wrong in NVD.
Elisee, I want you to tell me what exactly you think made the Midwest tournament successful. Can you pick out some of those aspects which you can proudly say stood out?
Yes. First of all, the community involvement. The community came out and they were very supportive of this initiative because again, after putting everything out there, after all our effort, really you can see the value of it when people are there to the project. So the community did, and it was translated by a lot of people attending this tournament. I think the last time we counted was between 18 to 2,000 people
Mm,
that came in, and we share a great culture from Cameroon, from food to different games. It was really good, but also the spirit. I mean, having a tournament like that without having um any accident, any incident. Everybody who came went back home, and that's, as an organizer, that's what we're looking for. Did they show up and went back to their loved ones safe? And to us, that part only was already a success. So really, people enjoyed themselves, um, and the whole community came together. To me, that's what was really pleasant, you know, uh, on this tournament. Of course, when we get together, we always, enjoy food, we enjoy good conversation, and uh, and everything was there to make it
mm.
successful.
Right. So, Valentine, that is as far as uh, the organizing, the local organizing committee is concerned. But let us talk about the feeling of the visitors. So we had 12 teams taking part. Well, we had 10 coming from outside because Ohio had two, or Columbus had two teams. So, what feeling did the other visiting teams leave Columbus with? If you've been talking with them, were they satisfied with the organization of the MVT?
Good question, Mr. Kanjo. I would say the visiting teams, I think they had fun. Looking at the previous edition before Columbus, I think Columbus set this up. You can look, given from the village, given from the bar that was set up beside the truck. And Columbus gave this, again, bringing the first ever Midwest female game.
Hmm.
I think the visitors, this was really a change in the Midwest setup. We've not had a village, a real true village in previous edition. And I think
Hmm.
despite some drawbacks from some of the concerns, but overall the teams were very, very satisfied. Talking to a lot of the presidents that left, there was a great satisfaction after Midwest. And I think the entire Midwest community, including Columbus itself, which its own community, really, really enjoyed the atmosphere. Our families were all there present. And I think everybody went back home very, very satisfied. And we're looking forward for a Midwest 2026 to be even more than what we gave. So it's all the love of the game and how to move these whole organizations forward.
Right. Let me go back to Elisee, and I want us to be more concrete this time. Yes, lessons were learned. What are some of those lessons specifically?
Um, and as I always mention, when you put this organization together, you have two ways. First of all, you aspire that this will be a success, and
Hmm.
when it comes time to deliver, then you see some of the reality there. So some of the things that we learn, basically, that we try, not necessarily learn, but we try, because as the president mentioned earlier, our ideas were to give another face, another look, set new standards, because that's what
Hmm.
Columbus does: set new standards, so we can build a good path for future MVT event.
Hmm.
So bunch of things that we learn is that delivery is totally different from planning, and 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 you have a lot of people coming. We had to close, for example, the park around 7 o'clock. That's what we had on paper, but the park, closed around 9. And so it has an impact on the next event, which should be starting, at 9. The nightlife. And so those are the things that we learn, because, as you mentioned earlier, we're dealing with the MVT as a mini NVT. So we capture that delivery, and to tell you, when we're going to talk about that segment, you'll see that we're very prepared in terms of how we manage our human resources and how we manage our time to make sure, at the end of the day, we don't have any delay.
And that event, that tournament took place in March of this year with 12 teams participating. Quite a successful tournament as far as the games were concerned. That Star of Minnesota carried the day, lifting the trophy. Columbus veterans came in spot number 2. But talking about organization, it was a wonderful setup. And a very beautiful organizational performance staged by their host side, Columbus veterans. And so Columbus had opted to host that tournament just so they could better prepare for the bigger one, which is the National Veterans Tournament. And before we dive into the next phase of this conversation, let's have this snippet of the MVT. We'll be right back with you.
Nice, Romeo. Just clear. All right. That's good, boy. Boss and go. Go now. Thank you. Let's go. Mika, vas-y, calme-toi.
Welcome to the NVT series, your all-access pass to the road leading up to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Right here on Apex One Radio, where every kick, every play, every moment comes alive. As the countdown to America's biggest veterans soccer showdown ticks on, we dive deep into the clubs, the players, the rivalries, and the passion driving them. This is where legacy meets fire, and tactics spark unforgettable stories. Get ready. It's time to meet the teams, hear the voices, and feel the heat. Let the countdown begin, and let the beautiful game play on. The journey? Oh yes, it continues right here.
Let the beautiful game play on. This is Nvt Ball Rolling. We are live on radio, and today we are receiving the local organizing committee for the Nvt 2025. And we have the man who is at the top of all of this with us today. Valentine Forcha is the president of Columbus Veterans. And so Columbus, Ohio is expecting over 10,000 people for this competition. We're talking about a competition of this caliber. Welcome back, Valentine.
Thank you, Mr. Kanjo.
Right. So, first thing, I want you to confirm that this year over 47 teams will be participating in the NVT hosted by Ohio.
That's very correct. We have the 40 teams that actually participate at the tournament, and we have these teams on the waiting list, kind of a mini tournament in the tournament. So it's one of its kind, the first ever for NVT. So that's very correct.
Perfect. And so you have been working on this for months. Let me go to the tournament manager. I do understand that your local organizing committee created subcommittees to work on this project. I want us to come back to that. What are these committees that you put in place to work on this project?
Yes, we're going to talk more about logistics. So some of these, first of all, it's what to mention that we're holding this event in the Voice of America, which is about an hour 30 minutes from Columbus,
Mhm,
and so you can understand how it's twice demanding for our members and therefore for the leader of the committees. And so you have for this kind of event, you have to define and create different sectors in which you believe is needed in order to make sure this event is successful. So the first thing is security.
mhm,
So we have a security committee, under the leadership of Columbus members, and their role would be to ensure that everybody is safe. Health and safety is a priority.
mhm,
You have the cleaning committee, you have the finance, you have the one in charge of beverages, the food committee, the nightlife. Again, all the component that we need to make, again, to set that new standard, because as I
mhm,
mentioned earlier, Columbus sets standards. So all these committees member, they're working very hard to make sure their piece or pieces are done and glued together for the outcome that will be just wonderful.
mm. President, can you explain how this committee work, these committees work, and how they communicate with uh, the bigger the bigger body that is the ops?
Thank you, Mr. Kanjo. So these committees actually collaborate with the ops, also together with the exco, to make sure that we are meeting our milestones that we set. Now, every Wednesday we have committee meetings. These meetings include the committee leads and the general ops.
Mhm,
And this general ops sits every Monday to review what the committees are doing, what have been set, are we meeting our goals. So that's the way we've been working. Those meetings, some of them still happen out of those time frames,
mhm,
depending on the need. Um, just to make sure that we're meeting the timeline that we set for ourselves to make sure we deliver what we promised to deliver. So there's very close communication, phone calls going on. We're very, very um, active and very, very communicating closely with one another. So the committee leads are actually working so hard. And again, communicating closely with the general ops, which part of the general ops is me here, the team manager, and four
mhm.
others.
Mm. Let us narrow down to one of the committees. For example, he mentioned cleaning committee. Somebody out there, I mean, a layperson out there would really not understand what a cleaning committee would mean. What does that committee do precisely?
Y- go ahead, President.
So when we talk about a cleaning committee in an organization like this, it really two things that you really pay close attention to: the
Mhm,
security, which the tournament manager talked about, and also the cleaning. Um, the cleaning is something we don't take lightly, and we usually will contract. We did that for Midwest to contract, and
mhm,
at NVD, part of the contract we have with the pack is that cleaning is to make
mhm,
sure that the cleaning is done thoroughly and done on time. Take for example, we have the Porta Johns.
mhm,
This is very challenging when you have events going on. Now, the pack manages the cleaning, and every hour is to make sure the toilets, the porta johns are all cleaned, is to make sure we had a meeting with them. There's a designated area where
mhm,
trash from the village and all whatnot comes in and is being transported to the trash area. So this is something that we had a meeting with the facility to make sure they understand the amount of trash that we as NVD produce during our event, and to make sure that cleaning, nothing goes wrong with respect to cleaning.
Mm. Elisee, I would like us to talk a little bit about transportation, which is going to be, a huge component of this these events. And since the games will be played a little bit away from the city center of Columbus, people will need to be going, to and forth. So tell us about transportation. I also understand that the committee is facilitating uh, car rental, the car rental process for visitors to Ohio. Could you just shed more light on that?
Yes, I think I'm going to start with that point actually, and it's going to be, this is an opportunity for us to reiterate to every member out there that plan on taking this beautiful journey to Ohio. We have sent to multiple forums the saving, the flyer related to the car rental, and so you can just go and click on the QR code, and you will get an instant saving when you reserve a vehicle to be used during this period of NVT. So please, if you haven't done so, go ahead and look at the flyer, and just make your arrangement, and make sure you provide the codes that are mentioned on the flyer, so you can benefit from that discount. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, Mr. Kanjo, moving from Columbus to um, VOA, Voice of America, comes with a cost, and transportation is part of it. So we have made some arrangement to make sure that not only in terms of logistic and resources, not only we move our people, our players, our family, from Columbus, either with a personal cars or rental van or buses. So all those provisions are there, but we're also making sure that transporting basically our material, the things that we need. We have all the U-Hauls and all these trucks that we put at the disposal of every committee that might be using them. So really, when it comes to transportation, we have made it um, easier for our members, anybody in Columbus who wants to attend this event, and we recommend they take advantage of it. They can approach a transportation committee and make sure an arrangement, take advantage basically of the arrangement we made, for
Mhm,
them to leave either for the 4 days tournament or each day. You
mhm,
might be showing up on Friday because you don't have time on Saturday. That's okay. An arrangement there for Friday. If you want to do it on Saturday, so Sunday and Monday, that's fine as well. And on site, and I'm going to land here on site. We basically came with a good strategy when it comes to hotel, and
mhm,
we kind of scatter the hotels uh, in between the hall, the nightlife, and the day activities.
mhm,
So really, people, they choose hotels based on their interests, and it makes it easier for them to catch up Uber, drive a rental car, or maybe ride along with somebody. Uh,
mhm,
Wherever they're going, if it's a nightlife, they're close to it. If it's the soccer games at the field, they can
mhm.
also access it easily.
Right. So car rentals is always much easier than lodging. And so just 13 days to the start of this tournament, have you ensured that lodging is no longer a problem, especially for the visitors? So have they gotten in touch with you to say, all right, we've already booked our hotels and so on? Because you also want to ensure that they are in good standing as far as accommodation is concerned.
Yes, yes, and we have in such organization, we always want to make sure our guests are taken care of, and so that's why we work with an organization. We have an application that basically features all the hotels available. And President are probably gonna tap into your mind, to let us know again, to remind me the name of the application. But again, the application, it's designed to showcase hotels close to interest parties. So, for
Mhm.
example, if you
Yeah.
go into the hall, if you came to the NVT because you want a party, then you can choose hotels that are 5-10 minutes from the hall. If you came because you have an interest of soccer, then you can also do the same, get hotels closer to the field. And
Mhm.
if you came for both, you can be in the middle. So yes, we have an application that allows
That-
all members, and we ask we again we use this medium to encourage them to really take advantage of it,
Mhm.
because we still have a few hotel left.
You're listening
Correct.
to Apex. Okay, go ahead, Vali.
Yes, I just want to add though, that is Event Connect.
Yes,
Mr. Elisee, we're using Event
yes.
Connect, and it's like, for example, the hotel that we are lodging in is completely booked. So
Mhm.
it's going. There's a lot of traffic on Event Connect. I keep a close eye on together with the team manager of the soccer team, not for the organization. And
Mhm.
also, I just want to piggyback on the car rental. I just want to let people know the car rental is valid from today. It's been valid since we started posting till our tournament. Don't wait
Mhm.
for that weekend to use the QR code. You can use it even today to rent a car. I just want to let everybody know it's out there. It's not just for that weekend, but it runs through that weekend. So just to make that clear to everybody.
Mm. Beautiful. You're listening to Nvt Ball Rolling Special Edition. We're talking about organization 13 days to the start of the tournament. How prepared is Ohio for this great event? Valentine, Forcha, and Elisee Ndenga are our guests in today's edition of the show. So we're definitely going to talk. We're going to talk about. The site and how convenient it is for this tournament. But before that, I would like us to talk a little bit about vendors. This is also a very huge component of this competition. So, as we speak, how many vendors have registered to market their produce during this event?
You want me to take that? So, thank you, Mr. Kanjo. At the moment, we have um, two set of vendors. So we have the
Mhm.
food vendors and we also have the merchandise vendors.
Mhm.
And at this point, we have about 24 food vendors in combined, and also about 14 merchandise vendors with a lot of varieties within those vendors. So it's not just vendors making one stuff. We have vendors that they stand as one vendors, but making about four different varieties for people, given the population, the size that we're expecting. So we have that amount of vendors
Mhm.
at this point.
Mm, that's interesting. So, does that tell me that the vendors are not only people who live in Ohio or people who are part of the Columbus community, but they are also vendors coming from out of state, correct?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes, correct. And again, let's keep in mind that though Columbus is the organizer of this edition, this is still a community event,
Mm,
Mr. Kanjo. So Columbus cannot just take everything alone. So we're extending that privilege to vendors around the US. All the participant team, can
mhm,
have the vendor, but it's also worth to note that food, it's something that we need, and so Columbus did not take lightly the selection of those
mhm,
vendors. We really pay attention and make sure everything, hygiene is something that we really look into it. We're going to be
mhm,
eating, our wives going to be eating, the kids, and so we want to make sure that those that are there understand what role they're playing. And
mhm.
to be honest with you, we're very proud of the selection we have made.
Hmm. Beautiful. And so, what was the experience with the MVT as far as vendors are concerned? Was it successful?
Yes, I would say it was successful. And you asked earlier, lesson learned, and so we learned that sometimes if you give in the pressure, because everybody want to come and sell something, everybody want to come and share, their skill, to different, whether it's soya, fried fish, and ching ching and all these kind of things. So what we learned there is that sometimes the numbers is not what we're looking for, it's the quality.
Hmm.
So basically that's what we did. And again, we're very proud with the selection we have made so far. The MVT was really a eye opener and a learning process for us.
That's interesting. I would like us to talk a little bit about the health of the players. I know it's usually very important. You definitely have a medical team set up to ensure that injured players are immediately taken uh, care of. So, tell us more about this. What plans have you put in place? What strategies have you put in place to ensure this? And will you be having maybe a helping hand from uh, other health experts coming from out of state and you know coming along with the other clubs?
Yes, I can take that. So we
Yep.
do we do we do in terms of medical. You can see what Columbus did for for the Midwest. We had
Hmm.
a strong medical team that was involved in not just taking care of our members, but making sure the entire tournament was being taken care of, and that is what we're looking forward at the NVD. Now we have expert. We have the medical team from the NVD. We have medical doctors. You have also ancient protocol, which lead this medical team. And we are honored to have one of our own member who is also a lead in the NVT medical team, Dr. Ikiti, which is already working in close collaboration with our own medical team lead, Mr. Mike Fominki. And we're blessed to have a lot of medical experts in Columbus Veterans. And we're also looking at bringing in some our female medical um, um, medical experts, so to say, the
Hmm.
nurses, and to be part of this medical team. And the Voice of America is blessed with being where it is. This is not just a tournament facility; it's built for festival, and we're blessed to have a lot of medical um, centers, hospitals very close by. We're blessed to have a clinic right at the facility, well equipped clinic that we can use. And
Hmm.
in case of emergency, we have more than 5 hospitals less than 5 minutes from the Voice of America. So in terms of that, I think we're well prepared. We have golf carts designed just for medical that we Columbus put in place just to make sure that we're on spot when things happen.
Beautiful. Right. We are speaking with leaders of the local organizing committee of the National Veterans Tournament 2025, which will be hosted by Ohio. And just to let you know that the competition will take place here in Ohio, precisely at 7850 Voice of America Park Drive, Westchester, Ohio, 45069. So if you live in Columbus and its environs or in the state of Ohio, you may just want to jump into your car and drive to 7850 Voice of America Park Drive, Westchester, Ohio 45069. The days the competition will be taking place. That is from August the 28th to September the 1st this year. It's going to be a beautiful moment to to spend with members of a larger Cameroonian and African community, because thousands of people will converge on this village for this great tournament. This is Apex One Radio. We are live on radio. Do not go away. We'll be right back with you.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Beautiful. Welcome back. This is Apex One Radio. This is Nvt Ball Rolling special edition. We're talking organization today. And Valentine, Forcha, and Elisee Ndenga are our guests. They are key leaders of the local organizing committee. Yes, I've been talking about local organizing committee. If you've noticed that, Valentine, please tell me, for the sake of information, there should be another bigger committee that is made up of maybe presidents of the various clubs or the national organization committee. Could you just throw more light on that? How do we differentiate local organizing committee and national organizing committee?
Thank you so much for that question. That's a great question, Mr. Kanjo. And Columbus Veterans is not the only one working to put this together. We are blessed with having the NEC now. The NEC manages the National Veteran Tournament. Columbus won that bid, so they are in charge, and we are making sure that we meet up with what we promised them that we're going to do. This is being led by our own President Elisee, happen to be Valentine like myself, so he is the lead, and he works together with his team, the NEC, and we're very in close communication with people like the SJ, people like the treasurer, Mr. JB, you name it, Grand Pro, Roland Toko, and also the VP. So these are the people that guide what we do as Columbus to make sure that this event takes place. And they've been very helpful. We had a meeting even yesterday for like 2 hours, 30 minutes. So that just tells you the intense conversation going on between Columbus being local and the national led by our own President Elisee, to make sure that we give NVT what we have promised. And that is how it's all structured. Together with that, we have the NAP, which is the National Advisory Board that involves all the presidents and one representative from the various clubs. So that is the body that makes decisions. So the NEC is the executive. It executes what this body puts together. So that is how it's structured.
So what do the NAP and the NEC really worry about? Like in your usual everyday conversations, what is it that they tell you that Valley, we really want you to make sure that this aspect works, make sure that we have this, pay more attention to this. So what is it that they really worry about?
So before you ever win this bid, there's certain things that you put together to assure them that you're able to host the National Veteran Tournament first. Once that is done, they send experts to come inspect, especially the field. And that has been done. Now, when we're talking with them, we're making sure how the execution phase is going to happen. Logistics wise, what are they needing that Columbus needs to be aware and make sure it is in place? Those are the little talks that is going on right now. For example, are they trying to do something like a symposium? Columbus have to do logistic wise how we provide that. So those are the things in place. Do we have the right fields in place? Do we need to tweak? Those are things we're doing. We're right at that point that we're talking very closely to make sure what the NAP and the NEC one is what we are ready to deliver. If we tell them our nightlife goes to 8 a.m., they want to believe us. How do you prove that? So those are all the things that we are making sure that the members, especially the NAP, which are the presidents and the representatives, should take this information to the various teams and tell them this is what Columbus is telling us and this is real.
In my very scattered thoughts, Elisee, I would imagine that one of the things which these two bodies really bother about is the nightlife aspect of this event, because that is what a whole lot of people coming to NVT usually worry about. So let us talk about nightlife NVT 2025 and how it's going to look like. Is there any one thing which Columbus or Ohio is going to include in this nightlife that is different from what we've seen in the past?
Yes, and again, I will sound like a broken record. Um, One thing, Mr. Kanjo, that we heard and we had a lot of feedback. People are a little bit on the fence. I'm not going to say they're discouraged, but they're on the fence.
Mm,
Um, because for the past 3 or 4 editions, people go to the attend the nightlife, and for some reasons, they cannot. When they show up, is they're closing already, because, as you know, a lot of states, will close at 2:30.
mhm,
So yeah, become a problem, and people are a little bit on the fence when it comes to the nightlife. However, Columbus was privileged, to have a location that will allow us to stay until dawn. You want to stay till 6, that's fine. Till 7, that's fine. So we can guarantee today to people that one thing we have really worked on when it comes to the nightlife is to get infrastructure and an event center where people can really feel at home. They can enjoy
mhm.
themselves. You know, you have a good patio out there. You can come in if you tired dancing and associating with brothers and sisters that we have there. You can take a break and sit down. You can enjoy. You no longer have to rush. This one of the things, you don't have to rush to
Mhm.
be at the hall, at 11 o'clock, because the hall will close in 2 or 3 hours. No, no,
Right.
no, no, no. We want people to be there even at 9, so we can enjoy each other. But if for some reason, your circumstances do not allow you to be there, please do not get into an accident because you're speeding on the thing, because you want to come
Mm.
for enjoy the last 30 minutes. No, no, we're gonna be there until the morning. And
Right.
to me, that's a single piece that's very, very important. That's new,
Mhm.
from what people witness for the past 3 or 4 years.
Beautiful. I also understand that to grace some of the events you will be having, some of the off-pitch events you'll be having, you are flying in some artists, including Tata Kinge, who will be flying in all the way from London to grace the Afro Heritage Night. Then there'll also be a white party night. Tell us about the Afro Heritage Night. I do understand the white party night has always been part of the NVT, but I'm definitely coming across the Afro Heritage Night for the first time. What is it all about?
And so you say, you say the first time, and you are correct. This is part of what we call the Columbus experience.
Mm,
Every team, when organizing the NVT, wants to bring their personal touch, and so Columbus, is bringing that personal touch by innovation, through innovation. So the innovation we're bringing at 2 or 3 fold. But when it comes to the nightlife, it's this first edition of the uh, um, Afro Heritage Night, because we believe that we came from somewhere. Doesn't matter our status at the moment, but we came from somewhere, and Columbus believed that NVT, because of the number it draws, it's a good venue to showcase that tradition, to showcase that culture, and so no one than Tata Kinge was able to carry that burden, because it's a burden to come in and to show people that we come somewhere through music, through attire, to who Tata King is. And so We believe that it's going to be a very, very good night, and this is the first time it's happening. And we hope that other teams in future edition will keep that tradition so that we can always remember where we come from.
And I would imagine that guests to that event will be expected to clad themselves in traditional regalia. That event is going to take place on August the 29th. It's going to be a free event starting at 9 p.m. on the clock. It's going to take place at 645 Infirmary Road, Dayton, Ohio, 48417. 45417, I guess. So that is the venue for that event. Remember, again, it's going to take place on August the 29th. Tata Kinge will be on stage, 9 p.m., free entry. Then be clad in your traditional attire. That is what that night is going to look like. Talk a little bit about the white party night as well, Valentine.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kanjo. Again, just to add to what the tournament manager just mentioned, Columbus actually we have a night committee, and the reason for the night committee is to make sure things are in place, things go as planned. Sometimes we see that things get drawn back at night just because people spend more time at the field and to get to the hall to organize really impact the night event. So we looked at all this and decided to form a night committee, which is led by President Emeritus Kapoor, just to make sure 9 o'clock at the hall is 9 o'clock. There should be people in the hall ready to start the party at 9 o'clock. So that is just one thing I want to mention. We will be there on time. We're ready to open from 9 to 6, 7, 8 a.m. if you are there willing to celebrate with us. Talking about the white party, this is one of the biggest night in NVT history. And like the tournament manager said, some people are sitting on the fence for various reasons that he just mentioned. And Columbus had promised when we won the bid that we'll give the NVD a white party that they've not experienced before. And we're going to take them till 8 a.m. Don't panic, don't rush, thinking that the party ends at 2. No, the party runs till 6 a.m. That is what is on the flyers. It can go till 8 if you plan to be there. So we've structured the white party in segments. And Columbus, for the first time, we're bringing ushers, people ready to make sure by the time you sit and sit at your table, you're being served. We make sure before people get to the hall, your drinks, your tables, everything is set and numbered and sitting somewhere. And we have the ladies already. That night there will be about 20 ladies. Am I right, Mr. Elisee? There'll be about 20 servers.
28.
28 servers in the hall ready to go. We know the frustration from people. We're setting up. If you pay your money, Columbus want you to have fun and enjoy. So the nightlife is set up in that way. The ladies assigned to specific table to make sure those tables are being served on time and make sure our guests are very satisfied.
Now, if elsewhere, halls have shut their doors at 2 a.m. in Ohio, guests to the White Party will have additional 6 hours of fun. Imagine that. And so you are free to party from 9 p.m. till 8 a.m. the following day. And so the White Party takes place on August the 30th this year, and Lady Pons will be on stage as the guest artist for that event. It will take place in the same hall where the Afro Heritage Night will take place. That is 645 Ephemery Road, Dayton, Ohio, 45717. I guess that is their address. So August the 30th, Columbus veterans will treat you to a white party you've never experienced before. This is Apex One Radio. This is NVT Ball Rolling. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this conversation. When we come back, we will narrow it down to Columbus veterans because they are also part of the competition. You guys have been so enshrined into the organization that nobody even bothers that you have a team that also kicks the ball. We'll be talking about that when we come back.
You're still locked into the NVT series on Apex One Radio, where every pass, every play, and every voice counts. Coming up next, more insights, exclusive interviews, and behind-the-scenes action from the clubs making headlines on the road to the 2025 National Veterans Tournament. Don't go anywhere. The game is just heating up. Stay with us.
Stay with us. This is NVT Ball Rolling, the edition of Saturday, August the 16th, 2025. Just 2 weeks to the start of the NVT. Before we talk about Columbus veterans, let's talk a little bit about the NVT village itself, a voice of America. Unfortunately, we cannot. Our system is very slow at downloading the videos of the teams that went down there for inspection, but we promise to have that ready for you, perhaps in the next edition of NVT Ball Rolling. But Valentine and Elisee, let us talk about the Voice of America Park Drive, situated in Westchester. Tell us about this site. How did you get to know about this site and have it to be the site that will host the NVT Village for this year?
Thanks for that question. And I think I've answered that question multiple times, and people ask, "How did you find out?" Again, me and my team, we work so hard, and our goal had always been to make sure we have the NVD right here in Columbus, right behind our back doors. That has been our goal, and we fought hard. And sometimes reality comes, and you really say, for real, you just have to make some move. And we made that move quietly. And when we brought that news out and saw the reactions from people like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus. We are in the game." you know, and sometimes when you're trying to host an event of this magnitude, when you're trying to take just a soccer complex to organize a festival kind of event, it involves a lot of challenges. And when we found out about the Voice of America, this complex is not just a soccer complex. It's built for festival. Last week we had Carrie Underwood. They had the Voice of America. I think Ohio Country Music Festival.
Okay.
That saw about 10,000 people. So this is built for festival. And Columbus veteran looking at the NVDS, it's not just soccer. It's where our family, our women, our kids come in to have fun. We decided it will be worth it. And again, if Columbus have to remake that decision, we will still make it to take this tournament to a place that will give this tournament the value that it deserves.
That's interesting. So, Elisee, tell us, how many times have you been there? How many times has the team been there to inspect this site? And from the last time you were there, what was the situation? Is it ready to go?
Yes. The whole park is ready to go. We have a chance to work with a good management team there. They're really on point. ready. And the good news is, they're hosting such event, not at this magnitude, but they always host 1,000 people events, so that's pretty good. They understand what we need. As far as when was the last time we went there, I can tell you the general ops go there pretty much every week. Next week again, I think Wednesday or Thursday, the president, myself, and a few Gen Ops member will be and the committee heads will be heading on to VOA. So our teams pretty much visited the site. Whether it's the neck board. They visit the site. Our general ops visited the site, and so our team visited the site. So everything is good. Like I told you, as I told you earlier, our focus is security and well-being of our guests. And so when we look at it, and when we look at the field, we look at, okay, is the field safe? Is that area safe? And as of now, I can tell you yes, in terms of players, delivering what they know best, good soccer, people don't get injured because there is some holes or potholes on the field. There's no such things like that. So all the players will be able to show what they have with no problem. And it minimize injury if you want to. We have bathrooms. We have portable johns pretty much all over the field. Parkings. We have a lot of parking, to allow people, to park comfortably, and really we could not make another choice or be so fortunate to have that location. And really, without boasting, we strongly believe that Columbus has set another standard when it comes to field where we host this NVT. Columbus has set a new standard because what we're seeing today is just wonderful.
Right. And I would also imagine that talking about security, the park's own security establishment will be an additional security layer, correct?
Yes. The park. So alongside with Columbus security, we're going to be privileged to have about 6 police officer that will be teaming up with our security team, which is made of more than 20 people. So they will be working hand to hand. And as the president mentioned also earlier, we also have a cleaning crew that makes sure they move all the trash. Just imagine, you talk about 10,000. Imagine the amount of trash that would be there. And so along with our team, they will be working in making sure the park is clean and therefore safe for our kids, for ourselves, for all the guests, to move around in a very safe way.
Meantime, the 46 other clubs are catching the T's and dotting the I's, getting set to hit the road for Ohio. Preparations have hit higher gear in other places, and the teams are not taking this competition for granted. We've been speaking with them. Let's just take a sniper again of one of the teams that is preparing for the tournament. Then we'll be right back with you. Right, so preparations are ongoing. The teams are not sleeping. Let's.
Training don't start. Muna, hurry up. Training don't start.
Right. So the ambience will be amazing, come NVT 2025. But then let us talk about Columbus veterans. So I just felt like, especially Valentine, you've been so drowned into this organization that perhaps you've forgotten about your own children. They too have to play. They have to to win the matches, and why not win the cup? So, what is the ambience within Columbus veterans as we speak?
Thank you so much, Mr. Kanjo. Again, it's very tough when you have all this going on and you're questioning like, how is your team doing? And again, we're blessed to have an all-round organization where you have people very committed. We have our team manager, and we are blessed to have coaches like Coach Simon. We have Coach Elonge, who is a pro coach and a good s- soccer player himself, including the coaches. So we are set, and I think teams keep saying that you can host NVT and win the trophy same year.
Hmm.
So again, it's part of that Columbus experience we're about to bring. And we're not just looking forward to be a team that we're just representing. We're looking forward to taking that cup from San Antonio. And now they're making too much noise. We just want to tell them we're working so hard to make sure that while Columbus give them the best experience ever, we're going to keep that cup also in Columbus. So we're very prepared. We're training very hard, and I just want to let all know that we are in that cup this year. We're making a history in Ohio. Thank you.
Elisee, what are the boys and the men saying within the Columbus ranks? What is their motivation? Is it just because they are hosting and they probably have a local crowd to cheer them, or a home crowd to cheer them to victory, or they have other motivations?
Yeah, I think our players do what they do best, playing soccer, right? And for them, they always challenge themselves every day, through training, and because they want to give the best of what they have to this tournament. Keep in mind that 2 years ago we played the final, and as you witness here also. On the Midwest this year in May, we also played the final. So really, this is a team of guys that are working hard because they always, wherever they fail, it become a new stage for them to beat. Is a new thing that they have to beat. So
Mhm.
they lost the final this year, the MVT final. So their goal is to it's not to lose again. So
Mm.
if they get in the final, they will not want to lose. So that speaks loud to where they are and what they do. But yes,
Right.
we very happy with our boys, and they're doing well, good spirit, and again playing soccer. It's what they do best. And keep in mind that the NVT is a national veteran tournament.
Mm.
However, you can also call it national veteran soccer tournament.
Tournament.
Because that's
Perfect.
the main attraction.
Hmm. And so Columbus has been placed in Group 7 alongside Arlington Veterans, Delaware, and New England. Do you like that placement?
Uh, do we have choice? No, I think that I think keep in mind the first thing is yes, we have that drawing
Mm.
who oppose us with our brothers. This is a community thing, and though we want to brag and everything with first brothers, and we come in with the idea of of really socializing through
Mhm.
soccer, right? So really, it's just a different name. All these teams that you just cite, they just have a different name, but we're all the same people.
Mm.
With the same people, and at the end of the day, we're gonna have fun on the field, and everybody will be winner.
At the end of the day, it is the veterans movement that will win. Organization is key. Once the organization is good, then everyone is good. It's also about camaraderie, networking, and meeting brothers and sisters again. And so it's going to take place in Ohio this year, come August of this year. The National Veterans Soccer tournament kicks off on August the 28th, and it will take place here in Ohio, precisely at 7850 Voice of America Park Drive, Westchester, Ohio, 45069. Site attractions and every other good thing that comes along with this tournament. Gentlemen, we're about to run off this conversation. Let me begin with Elisee as tournament manager. 2 weeks to the start of this competition. What will you tell the population of Ohio and the entire veterans movement?
So Ohio, I want to thank Ohio first, for the privilege that we have to organize this. Again, this will not be possible or feasible without the help of um, our veteran team, but a lot of resource also from some sister teams and as you mentioned, our wives, our kids, all the support. Excuse me, that that we needed and that we have. So really, to us is a blessing, and all I can tell our brothers that will be coming from different city or different states, it's that we're ready. We're ready. We have done our part. We want you to come in and finish the job. Because at the end of the day, we're preparing this. It's just like a woman who cook. She expect guests, and she does everything. The house is clean, the kid are showered, the food are cooked. She's still unsure until that guest comes in and put that first bite in the mouth, and they shake their head and say, "This is good." So really, our job is to set the stage, and we have done that, and we'll continue doing that until the D-Day, and all we want people to come in and enjoy it.
Well, the D-Day is drawing closer, and all Columbus veterans wants is for people to come and enjoy their feast that will take place here in Ohio. Valentine, if the competition were to begin tomorrow is Sunday, would you be ready?
Thank you, Mr. Kanjo. Again, like like the tournament manager said, we are ready. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Apex One in particular for all the job you continue to do for the community. There are a lot of different groups locally, the Rangers, the Northside Boys, you name it, just like you, Dr. Bronte. All this together as a community, we're working so hard to make sure that we give NVT what it takes. I want to say special thanks to NEC, led by President Vali Saka, and also to the NAP body, all the presidents and their representatives that um, believe what Columbus is telling you. Believe when we talk about the nightlife, we're going to deliver. And I've talked to a lot of them, the tournament managers talking to a lot of them. Let your people come out, let them come, get your tables, get prepared. Columbus, Ohio is waiting for you. Westchester is the place to be come Labor Day weekend, and we are all ready, and we will give you what Columbus experience is all about.
Valentine, what NVC legacy do you want to leave behind?
Thank you so much. Again, talking of legacy, I want to leave behind an NVD, a memorable NVD, a memorable 10th anniversary. To host this event is one of its kind. Coming to Ohio again, we're not sure when. Again, I want to have my community know that Columbus Veteran Soccer Club, under the leadership of Valentine Forcha, we brought something in the city. We gave them something in the city that they will take and keep. And I want to make sure this group also set a record in terms of NVD, and also make sure that we as a group maintain be the first to host, the first to win, and also the love of the game continues.
The love of the game continues. Valentine, thank you so much. Elisee, thank you so much. We wish you all the best. We will all be eyes on to see how this great event succeeds. And it's not only Ohio or Columbus doing it, it's the entire veterans movement. It is definitely going to succeed. When all hands are on deck, definitely success is guaranteed. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Do have a fantastic rest of their day. And for those of you out there, thank you so much for listening and watching the program. That was a special edition of the Nvt Ball Rolling, devoted to the organization, 13 days to the start of the tournament. And so all roads will lead to Ohio from August the 28th this year. The tournament will begin. My name is Ernest. Kanjo Marcel. Adig produced this edition of the show. We had collaboration from Evariste Capo. We will be back this evening at 6 o'clock with Colorado veterans, and that will be another moment to know how prepared they are for the NVT 2025. And until we meet, it is bye-bye from this end, and do have a fantastic rest of the day. Bye for now.
That's a wrap for today's edition of the NVT series, your exclusive look into the heart of veterans soccer, right here on Apex One Radio. We've met the players, explored the passion, and witnessed the spirit behind the game. As we march closer to kickoff, the energy only gets stronger, and we'll be right here bringing you every step of the journey. Catch the next episode for more club features, inside stories, and game time build-up. Until then, stay tuned, stay hyped, and as always, let the game play on.